This conference will now be recorded.
So today we will talk about Python. So the primary agenda for today is to set up, whatever is needed to work with Python. So first we'll install Python, then we'll install an IDE called as PyCharm. Then we'll also install something called as Anaconda, right? So these three are required to work with Python. So I'm uninstalling whatever I have already installed so that we can install all the latest versions. So the first step is to, you just have to go to Google and download Python 3.10. So this is the stable version of Python, and this is the industry recommended version as of now, right? So just go to Google, say Python 3.10 download, click on the first link, and just scroll down. So if you can scroll down, you should be able to see that, I'm going to click on this Windows installer 64-bit. But if you're using Mac, you have to click on this. That will download Python for you. So let's click on that. So now let's try to install it. Just double click on it. And important thing is you have to, enable this checkbox, add Python 3.10 to path, enable this checkbox, then click on install now. So this will try to install Python. So let it install. Once this is done, we will try to install something called as IDE. IDE basically stands for Integrated Development Environment. The popular Python IDE in the industry is nothing but PyCharm. We'll try to install PyCharm shortly. So this is trying to install Python version 3.10. So sometimes you may get this question in the interview. Can you tell me which version of Python are you using? So you may have to remember this, right? So once this is done, just open your command prompt and just type Python, hit enter. And you should see Python version as 3.10. So this is how you can verify that Python 3.10 has been successfully installed. You can exit from this. You're back to your normal Windows prompt. So close this. Now let's focus on how to install PyCharm IDE. So PyCharm download. Click on the first link. IDE basically stands for Integrated Development Environment. So mostly in the projects we'll be using this using the IDEs itself. So this PyCharm comes in two flavors. One is professional version, the other one is community. Professional one is paid. We'll go with the community version. That will also give you a lot of features. So let's click on this black color download button. That will download PyCharm for you, right? So be prepared to answer this question in interviews. They may ask you which IDE are you using. You should say that you are using PyCharm. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, right? So now this is trying to download PyCharm. Once this is downloaded, we will try to install PyCharm and then we will try to run a simple hello world program just to make sure that things are fine, right? So this is downloading PyCharm. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. So then you can just double click on this PyCharm. Whatever you have downloaded, you can just double click on it. Follow the default steps. Don't need to change anything. Just go with the default steps. This will take a while. Let's wait for some time. So then you can just click on this checkbox that is run PyCharm Community Edition. Click on finish. This will launch PyCharm for you. Then you just have to click on OK here. This will launch PyCharm. Now you have to click on new project here, right? Can you see this new project? Let me highlight that. You have to click on new project. Then you can give some name. Let's say Python practice. You can give anything. Let me go with this name for now. I'm not going to change anything here. Let's just click on create. So if you want to disable this tip of the day, you can just click on this checkbox such as don't show the tips. Click on close. So they will give you a sample program by default. You can see we already have something called as main.py here. And this is the one that we're going to run just to make sure that things are fine. Right. So before running this, I wanted to make sure that Python interpreter is selected, file, settings, and click on this project. And here you can just click on Python interpreter. Make sure that this is showing us Python 3.10. Right. So this is one important check that you should do. Right. So it's showing us 3.10 for me. I'm good. Just click on OK. Then here you can see that there is a play button. Right at line number 13. There is this. Again, don't worry about this code for now. Right. We'll learn everything going forward. But for now, we'll just focus on whether this PyCharm is set up properly or not. So in line number 13, you can see this play button. You're going to click on this so that this will run the code and then it will just print PyCharm for me. Right. Let's run this. Click on run main. And you can see hi PyCharm. Right. You can see this is how it should show for you. And you should also see the exit code as 0. If these two are fine for you, then you can consider it as the PyCharm is successful. But if you want to still play with something, let's say in line number 14, instead of PyCharm, you can say anything. Let's say Happy New Year 2022, right? I just want to modify this message. Now let's run it again by clicking on the play button in line number 13. Click on run main. I can see this, right? So this confirms that PyCharm installation is successful. So these two are important. We have installed PyCharm and we have verified it. We have installed two things, Python as well as PyCharm, and we have verified both. Now we are going to install something called as Anaconda. So Anaconda is a kind of Python distribution which will help us to use an important application called as Jupyter Notebook. Let me show that for you. And by the way, you can close this file and then you can just exit. You can enable this checkbox such as don't ask again. Click on exit. So you can also search here. You should be able to search for PyCharm. Then you can just click on that icon again. That will launch PyCharm for you. That's how you can launch PyCharm and exit from PyCharm. Right. Again, how do you exit? You can just directly close it. If you wanted to, you can directly close it as well. Top right corner, you can see cross button. Click on that. That will also work for you. Okay, that's with respect to Python installation, PyCharm installation. Let's talk about Anaconda installation. Anaconda download. Click on the first link. So you can see on the right hand side, you can see this download button, or let me also scroll down. Okay, this is showing us 3.9. I'm not sure if it is compatible or not, but let's give it a try. I don't know whether it works or not. Let's give it a try. So let's click on 64-bit installer. So this will download Anaconda for you. If you are using Mac, you can just click on, the 64-bit graphical installer. That is fine. If you're using Windows, click on 64-bit graphical installer. So that will download Anaconda for you. So Anaconda gives you an application called as Jupyter Notebook. That's the one that we're going to start with. So right now it's downloading Anaconda. We will wait for a couple of minutes. So it's showing as Python 3.9, but we are using Python version 3.10. Not sure if that will have some impact, but let's wait and see. So now the Anaconda has been downloaded. Now let's try to install it. Just double click on it. Go with the default steps. Just click on next. I agree. Next. Next. You can uncheck this. Register Anaconda 3 as my default Python 3. Let's try unchecking this and then see. Because we already have Python installed, so I'm unchecking this, but let's give it a try. Not sure if it works or not. Let's see. Click on install. Let's wait for some time. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know.
Hello, Amsi. This is
Yeah,
Prathamesh.
yeah, go ahead. Go
Do
ahead,
you
go ahead.
have any command which can directly install? Actually, I have Python 2.7 and PyCharm also installed already. I just wanted to update the version to 3.1.
No, no, you have to uninstall. Are you using Windows?
No, I'm using Mac.
Mac, okay. What I would suggest is just completely uninstall them if you're not using it. Are you using Office laptop or personal laptop?
No, it's my personal laptop.
It's your personal laptop. Then just go ahead and uninstall those two. Then
Okay.
try, getting the latest versions and then install it. That would be better.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
For both, right? PyCharm and Python.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Click on next. Next. And if you want, just uncheck these two, then click on finish. So once this is done, so I wanted to basically launch something called a Jupyter Notebook. So in the search button, you can just search for Jupyter Notebook, right? Just select this, just click on it. It will automatically launch in one of your browser. So in my case, it's launching on Chrome. And make sure that you don't close this. This should be running in the background, right? So I will go to my Chrome, and here you can see, I can see this is how the Jupyter Notebook should look like for you. So let's do one thing. Let's go to I'll try to create a sample file just to make sure that things are fine. So let me just click on downloads. Let me just click on new, and then let's say Python 3. And then here I'm going to change the title. Let's say Python. Just click on rename. Let's try print hello world and click on this run button. Okay, I can see it's working, right? Let me change again. Hello again. You can see that this is working fine, right? So we will use the Jupyter Notebook going forward. But now we have installed this. I just want to make sure that things are fine with respect to Python as well as PyCharm. So what I would like to do is I'm going to launch command prompt again, and I'm just going to say Python, hit enter. Okay, I just want to say, I just can say hello, right? So this is fine. I'm going to exit. I can close this. I'm going to launch PyCharm once again. Just search for PyCharm. And then in line number 13, you should be able to go ahead and then run your code. Just click on this play button in line number 13. Then click on run main. You should see this working, right? So just make sure that these three are working fine after everything is installed. After installing Python, PyCharm, and Jupyter Notebook, make sure that everything, all these three are working fine. Print. Hi. Then you can just click on this run button. Right, so everything is fine. Now, if you want, you can close this as well. Right? If you accidentally close this, let's close this. Right click, close. Right? So that may have some impact. You can see the connection failed. Click on OK. So make sure that you don't close that. Right? Just keep that up and running. Now, if you want, you can close this. You can close this. By the way, this is called a Jupyter Notebook. Right? Whatever you have created just now is called as notebook. Just close this. You can close this as well. Right? Now, how do you exit from PyCharm? You just have to say file and then exit. That's it. So this is how we are going to set up our Python environment. So you need to install three things. One is Python, the other one is PyCharm, the other one is Anaconda. So make sure you install these three and verify in the way I've done it. So that's all I wanted to talk in today's session. Any questions anybody have, let me know. Any questions anybody have? Otherwise, we are good for today. Assignment for today is to make sure you install all these three, and we'll meet again tomorrow. Okay, if there are no questions, then we are good for today. Let's meet tomorrow then. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I didn't get you. Do you have any assignments today?
Yeah, just install whatever I've done. That's the assignment.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, actually, already I installed Python, Anaconda, and PyCharm. Already we have.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Then let's meet tomorrow then. Bye.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.